Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to another episode of Sesame Street featuring
What?
the Hood Sesame Street.
What? So Not All Here podcast, everybody.
Episode 63.
Dang, bro.
63. Oh my God.
Halfway to 126.
120. You know, it's funny. I was looking at, I listen to Joe Rogan podcast a lot. Mm-hmm. And I looked, and he numbers his podcasts and stuff. And I want to say he's about to hit 2,000 episodes. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, that doesn't seem like a lot. But then when you break it down, I'm like, damn, this is actually a lot of fucking episodes.
That's a huge... Plus, his podcasts are like 4 hours long.
Yeah, some of them are like 4 hours, 5 hours.
He's
3
probably
hours.
spent 10% of his life
talking
on his podcast. Maybe.
That's crazy.
Or maybe not that much.
No, I think he spent... Because even before, I think, he probably actually has more episodes, but I think whenever Spotify got that deal with him, they didn't bring all the older episodes on there. They only brought up to a certain amount. Because I think even he said that certain episodes, they just didn't want on there because of how crazy people talk and shit. And then, of course, that was like, a different time.
Or were they telling the truth and being shut down by mainstream media?
That's right.
How crazy are they, Spotify? Something random. When I was home, I saw Fear Factor on, so I'm like, let me watch Fear Factor.
Yeah.
And there was a contestant. One of the girls was from Morrow.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was rooting for her, and then halfway through the show,
she lost.
I left to go do something, and I don't know what happened.
Damn, bro.
I hope she won.
That's funny. What a small world. That's crazy. This is the podcast, though. Yeah, been a lot of stuff going on in the world. There's a couple things that we're going to talk about here. I actually have a few screenshots because a lot of crazy shit has happened recently. I say crazy, but to be honest, is there anything? Yeah, there's crazy things in the world. Let me not say that.
Is there anything crazy? Was that what you were going to say?
Yeah, it's like, does anything ever really crazy happen? I mean, pretty sure a lot of shit happened.
Aliens to come, bro.
Man, at this point,
I'm ready.
I just want it to happen so that way
I'm prepared.
They can erase school loans and debt. No.
That's the thing you're worried about when aliens come. They'll be like, should I pay my loan?
No, I think people are going to be like, we don't have to worry about debt anymore because what's important is the aliens. And so,
what's your go-to weapon? Let's say there's an alien outside right now, banging on the wall trying to get in.
Banging on the wall?
What do you do?
If I'm in this room...
Okay, this room right here.
This room, oof. If I'm in this room...
Or the whole house. You have access to the whole house.
I'm going to get a knife because there's no guns or anything like that. So I'm going to go for a knife.
Going straight to the kitchen.
Going straight to the kitchen. Besides that, I'll probably get some spray and then a lighter. So, like a little flamethrower or whatever.
Very inventive.
Other than that... I don't know. So same question to you, but let's say you're at the house back in Morrow.
I'm gonna grab my kettlebell. And I'm gonna just chuck that shit at the alien.
You only have a few chances after a while. You might get tired, and you might be like,
"Well, I only get to throw that once."
Oh,
there's a bat. We got a bat at the house.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna grab that bat.
That makes sense. Yeah. I was gonna say, what if you were back home in SC, and I'm pretty sure y'all got guns.
Oh, there's guns all over the place. I don't know if they're loaded, but hopefully.
Have you ever gone to a firing range?
No, but I've shot guns plenty of times.
Oh, okay. So y'all have... plus y'all are out there in the boonies. Y'all
country folk
just shoot somewhere. They line up some cans or something.
Yeah.
Some glass. That's interesting.
Yeah, bro.
So have you ever shot a shotgun?
Yeah, of course.
Is it how strong is the kickback? If like
it depends on the gun.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's lighter ones, and then there's ones that'll really punch you.
So when you shoot, is like I've seen people on like TikTok and stuff where they've been at ranges. Like I saw this lady, she had a shotgun, and she had it, but she wasn't like prepared for the kickback. It was a strong kickback, and she shot it, and it just flew out her hand.
People screw up by holding it loosely. You can't hold a gun like this.
You have to like grip it.
If you're holding a shotgun, you actually need the butt of the gun. I don't know if that's the right word. The end, literally into your shoulder, prepared for that impact. If you just hold it like this, it's just gonna, or it could pop back and hit you in the face.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you'd put it up here in the shoulder. Is it smart to do that, or is it gonna hurt your shoulder a little bit?
That's what you have to do.
Oh, okay.
That's what you need to do.
Damn.
If you don't do that, you're gonna end up like that woman.
Just flying.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's wild. That's always interesting. because I really don't like guns, but at the same time, there is a part of me that wants to learn about it, so that way, you know, the whole thing of like not being afraid of a gun, because at the end of the day, as long as you know how to do it, you're fine.
Another thing with pistols too, in the movies, everybody acts cool and they're like, pow, pow, pow.
Of course, you don't want to do this. You need to go like
because when you do it one hand, that thing's like, boop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't control that.
Yeah, it's so much fire and kickback just coming back. You're not going to be aiming good, recoil and stuff. So that's hilarious. I was going to ask you another question since we're on the topic because you asked the aliens. Say a zombie apocalypse breaks out, right? And you're here, right? Now, they're not slow zombies. They're like 28 days later zombies. They're fast zombies. What's the first thing that you're doing?
I'm at my house in Morrow.
Morrow, yeah.
Well, I'm going to get my dog.
Okay.
I don't want my dog to die.
Uh-huh.
The cats, I love y'all cats, but y'all just...
You're on your own.
I don't know if y'all are going to make it. And then we're just probably going to get in my car.
You're going to try to get out of there, maybe go further south or something?
Got to, because I feel like on foot, we're fucked.
I get that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I guess, I know we're probably fucked here because it's closer to the city.
There's too many people.
My thing is I would try to leave, but knowing where we're at, it's like, how backed up are the highways going to be? You know, are we better off just, because my thing is, maybe we barricade like the front door. We have access to the roof. We can get to the roof, but the way to get up there is like you would need like a ladder or something. But once you're up there, if you just take the ladder, nobody can reach you. But then after that, you're like, okay, now we're trying to survive. Like,
now, if I was on foot, I would run to the Reynolds Nature Preserve, those paths behind the house.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's more wide open and there's going to be less people. And there's a fire tower. You can climb the fire tower.
I could see that. Oh, that's got to be crazy, man.
I wish this would happen.
The zombie alien. We'll see. Maybe sooner or later, alien will come through. What if an alien zombie comes down? What if there's like some alien zombies out there that they're fast and shit? That'd be wild.
I'm for it.
That's wild. Anyway.
I'm for it. We need some excitement.
We need some excitement.
Serious, bro.
I don't know if we need that excitement.
I'm tired of just living so ordinary.
I'm tired of just trying to make money. I'm tired of it. Let's just spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
That'd be wild. All right. So I have
You'd be worried about your loans.
I know. Well, I mean, hey, if that happens, then I'd be like, cool. Nobody's going to worry about loans.
Zombie outbreak. Should I pay my loan?
No, I'd be like, as soon as they happen, like, well, at least I don't have to worry about my debts in the world because the world is worried about these zombies. So I got a few things that I want to talk about in the news. This is going to be like somewhat of a news segment. And to get your, there's questions that go along with each of these things that I got. Shit. It's reported recently by the Wall Street Journal that the world's second biggest theater chain is filing for bankruptcy.
I saw this.
Yeah. Yep. Regal Cinema says here is preparing to file for bankruptcy within the next few weeks after the post-pandemic return to cinemas didn't prove as profitable as expected. So movie chains, one by one, are slowly dying.
I feel like I predicted this on this podcast.
Really?
Do you remember?
I
said movies are on the way out. Streaming is the future.
Man, I get that.
I don't go to theaters anymore.
I do.
I'm a hermit.
Man, I like going to theaters, but
I would much rather, dude. It would be so dope, right? Mm-hmm. Regal just shut down the theaters.
Okay.
Boom, Regal app.
Regal.
Right?
Oh, and you watch it from home?
I install it on my TV. Boom.
And then
I watch it at home.
Kind of just pay per movie or something?
Yep. Like Doctor Strange dropped. I watch it at home. I can pause to go use the bathroom.
That makes sense.
I don't have annoying people talking in the theater. Nobody has to shut the baby up. You know what I mean?
It's interesting because that actually would be kind of cool. My only thing is I like the big theater experience, but then if that were to happen, I feel like what you would start to see more is more and more homes, people like creating small theaters in there. That'd be cool. And then it could serve as you'd watch movies or TV or play games or something on a little projector or something. That'd be really cool.
Shut them down.
Man, I like it. And then I'm going to miss that movie popcorn, the icy that I usually get every time I go to the theater.
Spending $20 on an icy and a popcorn?
Yeah, it's like $16, $20, something like that. Man, but I like the experience of going and leaving and going into this cold room. And
I don't like the cold.
I love the cold. I love the cold, man. Which on this topic, so you're saying then the future is that eventually all the theaters are just going to be gone. and it'll be like streaming, everything streaming. That's crazy. I could see that. Now let me ask you this, because let me actually look this up. Matter of fact, I might look on here.
You're gonna go the way of Blockbuster.
I could see that. My next question is: so if they're filing for bankruptcy, who do you think's the next chain that's gonna file behind them?
I don't know.
Movie theater.
I know
chains.
AMC has problems. People love AMC stock. It's kind of a meme stock, but
So there's AMC, Cineworld, which is the Regal. Cineworld is like the second biggest, so that's them. They're gone. Cinemark.
Well, I don't know if they're gone though. Just because a company goes bankrupt doesn't necessarily mean that it's done. I don't know exactly what it means. They'll probably shut down locations, but keep some of the larger locations
in the big
going.
cities or something.
I assume the location, because me and Silence were talking about this yesterday. He said the one in whatchamacallit's always packed. It's like super packed.
Which one?
There's one in Atlantic Station.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. I thought that was an AMC. That's crazy. Yeah, that makes sense.
And the AMC at the house is always packed.
True.
Super packed.
I would say that one, because that one's like in the city, so it's like there's people everywhere. So for the most part, and
probably the rural, middle
theaters.
of nowhere areas. This
damn, bro,
struggling.
I could see that. I do think, as sad as it is to say, I do think movie theaters will die out one day. I'd say I give it another 5 to 8 years.
Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, it's all killing it.
Well, let me ask you this, because you saying that Netflix lost 1 million subscribers, and so somebody could say that maybe it might be a little bit before they take over, because of Netflix is what they're doing, cracking down on password sharing and all that, and how
are they though? I share my password to someone in a different country.
Wait, really? I think it depends. I think they're starting to do stuff on it.
My password is used by my mom in South Carolina and my friend in Toronto.
Wow. I mean, yeah.
Shout out to Netflix.
I think they're working on like something embedded in it. I'm pretty sure it's in like the beginning stages, because they've talked about it for a long time. They're like, we're cracking down on this. They're
also going to have a free version.
Oh, that's the one with ads, right? Oh, yeah.
So I don't think they're going anywhere, because everybody would just download the free version. It'd just be like regular TV.
Very true.
And I feel like people aren't going back to regular TV.
That's true. There's an app. I know I have it on my Google Home app, where you can get free live TV. There's Pluto TV. You ever heard of that?
Mm-mm.
So, I only know about it because they mentioned it, where you can actually get live TV, like it's like direct TV and stuff like that, and you don't get like a bunch of HBO and stuff, because those are apps or whatever.
Do they have ESPN and TNT?
I think so, yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's just like regular TV and it's free. You just download it, and I'm like, oh shit, I could do that shit.
But it's Google Home only?
No, I don't think it's only. I think it's on wherever like streaming sticks like that.
Can I put it on my PlayStation?
Maybe. I think so, because it's an app, so Pluto you might be able to.
You're putting me on to something.
It's Pluto something. Yeah, Pluto TV, I think. Because like on there, they'll be like, it'll say Fox and all that, your standard channels or whatever. And so, but in staying with the topic of like streaming and stuff, another thing reported here, it says that U.S. streaming has reportedly overtaken cable TV viewing for the first time.
Boom.
It says online streaming made up 34.8% of TV viewing last month, a fraction more than cable TV, which made up 34.4%. While it may not seem significant, it appears this is the first time streaming has overtaken cable viewing in the U.S. history.
I like it.
I think what's going to happen, I could be wrong, because cable TV is basically dead. Really, I'm not gonna say dead, but it's going there.
Only thing I want it for is for ESPN and TNT to watch basketball.
Why don't you just get the app? Or no, the app you have to pay for it, don't you?
You have to pay for that. We used to pay for Splice, I think. Is it?
Oh yeah.
Not Splice. That's samples. What's the Sling? We were paying for Sling
to watch games and
to watch basketball. Yeah.
And then y'all just said no. Fuck it.
We cancel it when it's not basketball season.
Gotcha. Yeah. That makes sense. That's.
But if Pluto TV is free, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, you might have to check it out, because they have programming and everything on there. So I was watching Kitchen Nightmares one day, and I was like, oh, this is dope. But it's just like regular TV. So then now streaming is taking over, which, like you were saying earlier, I do think streaming is the future. That's just the way things are going. That's just how it is. Everything's online. Nobody wants to pay for cable anymore, really, except for maybe the older generations. But it's crazy, man. It's like I said, I give it another 5 to 8 years before, and then I think as time goes on, like you said, it was the article said it was only like by a fraction of a percentage, but I'm just like, we're in the beginning stages where
I think so.
Yeah, cable TV, direct TV is going to be, I think what they're going to do, they're like, well, nobody wants to pay for cable. So then let's just try to join this streaming thing in a way. He's like, you can get direct TV now via an app you pay for or something like that.
They should have something like PlayStation Plus where you get a certain number of free games or free movies.
Okay, yeah.
For like a yearly fee or something.
I could see that.
Yeah.
It maybe it depends. There's just so many apps out there now. It's kind of, you have HBO Max, Hulu, Disney Plus, Netflix. You got countless amounts of things, and so I think what's gonna happen. So this is my prediction. Everything's gonna be converted to apps and streaming, right? Mm-hmm. And then what's going to happen is it's not going to be for a long time, though. Maybe not in our lifetime. But I think eventually they're going to go back to, you know what? Why don't we just do cable? Everything's going to revert, I think. In a way. It might not look the same that it looks what we grew up watching, but it'll be back to how it was, I think.
I feel like, but on demand is so good because I want to watch a show, then I click on the show, then I'm instantly watching it. Versus having to show up at 10 p.m. on a Tuesday to watch the show.
True. Well, they kind of do it with weekly shows, like like when The Boys was coming out, you have to watch it every week. Yeah. It wasn't at a time. Well, it came out at like a certain time or whatever, but it was weekly. It wasn't like you have to be here at 7 p.m. On a Friday or Thursday or whatever. So they're still kind of doing it, but maybe one day they'll just get away from that and just be like, let's do all the episodes and just release it all at once. And that'll be like the thing to do.
Well, they do that now.
Well, I'm talking about like overall versus like, for example, like The Boys, their next season, they're working on the next season. They'll be like, let's just edit all the episodes now and we all just drop it at the same time, versus weekly and then having to wait because people are like, we want things now. We want it now. But, excuse me.
I'm for the streaming world, man. Anything that keeps me away from people, that's what I like.
Slowly but surely, they're just, they're keeping everybody inside. That's what they're doing. They're like, don't come out no more. Just, you got everything at the house.
No,
you got your Fire Stick or your whatever. That's all you need. You ain't got to go to the movies. You got movies right there.
There's an evil plan.
Basically.
Some kind of evil plan, bro.
Dang, bro. I wonder what that plan is. But anyway. So, staying, I got more things. I don't know if you wanted to chime in with your topics, because I have a few more. But
let's do mine next when you stop.
Gotcha. So, staying in the world of entertainment. So, this is something that I saw here. It's not really big news, but it was reported by Vanity Fair. So, let me make sure. I think this dude is right. So, you remember Superbad?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, I think I know what you're about to say.
Yeah. So Jonah Hill hated the dude who played McLovin.
I saw that.
He actually told them to not put him in the movie. Mm-hmm. But the guy's name is Judd Apatow.
Mm-hmm.
Apatow. He was saying that in the audition, that the McLovin dude, he was very I don't know what this word means, caustic, and attacked Jonah and did improvs insulting Jonah. Jonah said, I don't like that guy. I don't want him doing that character or whatever. And then Judd Apatow was like, no, that's why he needs to be in the movie, because he's perfect for that role, because you don't like him. So that happened, and it's like interesting because it makes sense, because in the movie he kind of comes off as that like that nerd who's like trying to be cool, but he's not really cool or whatever type of thing. But staying in that, it's interesting. I forgot where the fuck I was going with this, but because another thing that I had here is that Jonah Hill says that he's no longer doing anything to promote movies in order to protect his mental health. So he's done like...
So McLovin fucked him up mentally so bad
I don't know if that's the thing. I don't know if McLovin has that much of a...
Damn,
I could
bro.
be wrong, but I don't know if he's that much of a crazy person. But it's interesting because he says here he's not going to be appearing on any press tours for his future films. In order to protect his mental health, he says that I've spent nearly 20 years experiencing anxiety attacks, which are exacerbated by media appearances and public-facing events. So he'll still do movies. He's just not going to do anything to promote them.
All right. So I respect that. Mm-hmm. But you're a millionaire.
Oh, boy.
Man up, bro. Go do an interview. Take an anxiety pill and do an interview, bro. God.
It makes me wonder, because, well, being him in his career, he's like, I want to be an actor. So going into it that if you become an actor,
this is what comes with
it. Especially if you become a big actor. Yeah. This is the territory. It's like someone... What am I saying? Someone being a model and being like, I don't want to take any pictures.
I'm sure being a star is whack, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And if you can make the choice, if you're able to choose, hey, I don't want to do this stuff, then cool. Just me personally, me being a poor person,
of course,
I don't like to hear millionaires complain. It's just like, oh,
it makes sense because everybody goes, well, you're making millions of dollars.
But shout out to Jonah Hill, man. Did you see Maniac?
Which one was that?
It was a fire show on Netflix. I don't think a lot of people talked about it.
Oh, wait, is it the one with Emma Stone?
Yeah.
And him? Yeah, I saw that. It was a great show.
That was dope.
It was a great show where he went to go into that memory thing or that dream-like thing.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. I remember when that first came out, I watched it. It's pretty dope.
Yeah. McLovin fucked him up, huh?
Hit him with the 1-2. That's where it all started. No, It makes me wonder. Well, I just had this thought in my head and I forgot. But I had this thought. What if? So this is the thing, because if big studios are gonna make these movies, it makes me wonder. It kind of feels like this kind of reminds me in a way. What if the studios go, hey, it's in your contract in order to promote this thing. For example, like the same way that the players, you remember, like when was it Marshawn Lynch? Like if players didn't talk to the media, they get fined.
Yo, I think Kevin Hart has this in his contract or something.
Where
he gets paid to promote.
Oh, exactly.
I could be wrong, but I remember hearing something about this.
If I remember right, he has it in his contract to where if they want him to tweet about it, any project he's on, or like post it on social media, they have to pay him more. Because the way that he sees it, if I remember right, that's his own profile.
Kevin Hart was paid $2 million by Sony to tweet about 2 films.
Wow.
Holy shit.
That just goes to show you how powerful social media can be.
You aren't kidding.
If you're super famous.
That's what Jonah's trying to do.
Maybe.
He's like, you want to interview me, you got to pay me.
Or I'd be like, if Jonah didn't want to do interviews, I'd be like, I'll tweet about it, but you got to pay me.
Did you know? I saw this thing. I didn't really click on it or research it, but dudes are being paid to go on podcasts. Like there's all these podcasts that are coming up and blowing up.
Okay.
But a lot of times the guests get paid to go on a podcast.
That makes, are they like big guests or like well known? That makes kind of sense somewhat. Oh, is it to bring more like ears to the podcast? Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah. I funny enough you say that. I actually was trying to get this I'm not gonna say who it is, this influencer on like my afternoon programming podcast that I was doing. And I was trying to see like, hey, how would we go about this? And they were like, well, you got to pay me to be on there. They use it because they're like, well, because I have so many followers or something like that. In order for me to give you my time, you have to pay for my time. Yeah. So that makes sense. Because then that makes me wonder. I wonder on bigger podcasts, how much if it is someone genuinely want to be on the podcast versus someone being paid to be on there. So like for say your Joe Rogan podcast, like one of the top podcasts in the world, how many, if any, guests are paid to be on there, or how many of them want to be on there?
I think he genuinely tries to find people he thinks are interesting.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
But I think other podcasts such as Jake Paul or stuff like that, there could be some money changing hands.
I could see that. Yeah. That makes sense. I was about to ask you, I was like, would you, if they paid you, would you be on there? You'd be like, yep, I'd be on there.
I'd be on
in
whatever.
a heartbeat. That makes sense. That's so interesting. Oh boy. I'll say this. There's one more thing that I wanted to talk about. Hold on. Hawk. Hold on. Ooh, wait. Oh. I'll cut this part out. So
I feel like you're gonna leave it in.
Leave all that dead air and hog barking in the background? I don't think so. No. There's one more thing here. This is more of a scientist thing. It says here, scientists used a laser to make an extra dimension of time.
I saw that, and I tried to understand what it meant, and I didn't understand what it meant. Did you read about it?
I only know like a little bit of it. Yeah. So they used what's called I hope I'm saying this right. They fired a Fibonacci laser. Sounds Italian. Fibonacci laser at atoms, which turned into a new type of matter that seemed to phase between two dimensions of time. That's the gist of what I know. So
what does that mean, and how do they know?
That's a good question. I think maybe what it is, it almost feels like they created a little door. And they're like, that goes somewhere. We might not be able to access it, but that goes somewhere.
Stranger Things.
Sure. Yeah. And so now, how long? It probably is.
What if something comes through the door?
Like a little bug, an alien bug, and it just brings the apocalypse closer.
That's the zombies right there.
That's so interesting because so now we're there. They say that. It's fun because like when you read that headline, they two-dimensional, like what does that even mean?
Exactly. I can't wrap my head around it. I tried reading about it. I'm just like I don't understand.
Because my brain tries to make sense of it.
What is a dimension of time?
Exactly. Is it like a little window and you're like, I see people somewhere?
That's backwards. It's moving the wrong way.
Exactly. That's the one thing I didn't understand.
Oh, maybe the atoms
reversed. No. Oh, okay, maybe. I don't know. I don't really know.
Fibonacci,
it's
man.
Two regular civilians talking about something we don't know about.
Shout out to Fibonacci.
Shout out to the carbonara, Italian pasta. No, yeah, it's crazy because my thing. What was that thing a long time ago? The space collider, didn't it shoot something?
The CERN, you're talking about CERN?
Yeah.
So it's it's basically shooting atoms at each other, and they were trying to find something called the God particle.
That's right.
Which is like a particle they think is at like the beginning of matter being created. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
They're trying to look at stuff kind of the way it was after the Big Bang.
Oh, that makes sense.
So they theorized that this thing existed, and then they shot particles at a super high speed at each other, and they found out that this thing does exist.
Damn.
So I don't even know exactly what that means, but I've seen a bunch of videos and stuff about it.
This is like one of those things that like, have you ever, when you were younger, did you ever think about the idea of like, of what happens after life, like the afterlife or something like that? And sometimes you couldn't fathom it. Like your brain just couldn't make sense of it.
I guess.
That's what this feels like to me. It feels like, I mean, I hear all the words you're saying and I hear all the information, but I just can't make sense of it.
I saw someone describe it really in an interesting way the other day that I never thought about it before. Because what I used to think about is when you pass away, what is it? What is next?
Yeah.
But okay, think about this. What did you feel before you were born, before you were here?
Nothing.
Nothing. There was so.
Yeah, you didn't become aware until later in life.
So what if that's just what happens when you die?
You just fade out. It's like an audio, like a movie film. You fade out and then you fade back in.
It's kind of sad. It's not really a nice thing.
Or maybe it's a beautiful thing.
I think people want heaven.
Of course, yeah. Because they're
heaven
scared.
Sounds nice.
It does. And sometimes, depending on the person, they might say it's kind of boring. But
really?
Because you can't do some of the things like drink alcohol or have a good time.
So if you enjoy things, would they exist in heaven?
What if everybody gets their own version of heaven?
What if there's just a giant orgy up there?
Damn, I don't know if I want to be there. That's kind of weird.
Everybody gets their own version of heaven.
Maybe. I don't know. We're back.
We're back.
One thing I wanted to add before we go to your news things. Mm-hmm. I kind of feel like my idea of what happens after you pass away, after everybody passes away. It's kind of like when you go to sleep. You just go to sleep and that's it. And then I think you wake up somewhere else.
Maybe a dream.
Maybe.
Dreams.
You know what's crazy? I was thinking about this the other day. I think I saw it was probably on Twitter or something. People were just saying, what would be crazy is if, like, say, some people believe in reincarnation. Mm-hmm. You just kind of born again. You go through life born again until eventually you reach. I can't remember what it's called. Like, you've learned all your lessons, so to speak, type of thing. But what would be crazy if, say, you're old, you make it to like 100, and it's just like your time. You go to sleep, you die, but then you come back to as like a baby being born. But because you come back as a baby in your brain, you're like, I remember all these memories, but because of more time, you start to forget everything. You lose them. I'm be like, damn, that'd be wild. And then now you're just like, well, this is a life.
I have this weird idea in my head that, like, if you die, someone says, hey, do you want to do that again?
Oh, yeah.
And then would you live your life again? Or would you just say, it was good enough. I'll go to a different one.
Ooh.
And I think what if people that are extremely talented at something, say LeBron James, he lived that life 100 times.
Wow.
He's just trying to get it right. And he's been through it 100 times. So now he's just so fucking good that he's just dominating.
That'd be crazy.
That's just a weird little idea I had once.
That'd be interesting. That actually is a cool idea to where they're like, hey, you can go.
You can relive it.
You can relive if you want. It'll be, 100 years. Or
roll the dice and you're a lady in Vietnam.
I mean, I enjoy my life a lot. I wouldn't mind living my life again so far at this point.
But you'd have to redo all the choices and then consciously be like, oh, I have to meet this person at this time or everything's going to be different.
I can do that. I think that sounds pretty cool.
It sounds stressful, though.
Does it sound stressful? I don't know. I kind of feel like I think it'd be all right.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to take my chances because I feel like I have it pretty good. So
yeah. If I relive mine, I'm doing everything different.
Oh.
Everything different.
You're going to hit the lotto? You'll be like, all right, I know.
Well, no.
I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
News stories.
Okay, so news segments. This is news from South Carolina.
Oh, South Carolina news.
Straight from South Carolina. I wasn't even looking for it. It found me.
All
right. Last week, 2 tragedies happened in South Carolina.
Oh, boy.
Tragedies. This is real.
Okay.
Not jokes. Not made up. So the first tragedy, an 88-year-old woman was killed by an alligator.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Heard about that.
I heard about that, I think.
So she was living at like a old person community, and she was gardening and slipped in the water, and a gator got her.
Damn, man.
Sun City, South Carolina. What a way to go out at 88.
Yeah.
Killed by an alligator.
Who would have thought?
And then people showed up, and the alligator was guarding her body.
Wow.
The alligator didn't want to.
Of course, he wanted a feast.
Well, I don't know if he was eating, but I don't know what was so that's the way to go out. But there's an even worse one than that.
Really?
Happened last week in South Carolina.
What's that?
A woman.
Oh boy. Was
murdered by a flying umbrella.
How?
So, have you been to the beach?
Oh, it was the umbrellas in the sand?
A beach umbrella, right? They're very large, and at the end of them, it's like a spike.
Wow.
This was in Garden City, Myrtle Beach. A umbrella flew through the air and impaled her in the chest.
Holy crap.
Killing her instantly.
Damn.
That's some Final Destination shit.
That's wild.
It's like it was her time to go.
How strong was that wind?
And so then I heard about that on the news, right? And I was just like, oh my God, that's terrible. Yeah. So then I'm like, before the podcast, I'm like, you know what? Let me Google this. Let me look at it. So she was a lady in her 60s. The story gets worse.
Oh,
she was with her husband and their friends on vacation.
No.
And listen.
Oh boy.
This wasn't like a shitload of umbrellas. It was one umbrella. None of the other umbrellas flew.
It was just that one.
It was just one rogue umbrella. Wow. And then this article, I'm not even kidding. The article said everyone ducked. Her husband ducked. Everyone else ducked but her.
Wow.
I don't know if she didn't see it or if she just thought it wasn't going to hit her or if her timing just wasn't good. But it went through her arm and into her rib cage.
Oh, God.
She bled out in 30 to 40 seconds.
Holy shit.
They put her in an ambulance and tried to, take her. But
yeah, it was too late.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
So that's some wild Final Destination shit.
That is wild.
There.
That definitely sounds like Final Destination. Like, we got away. Nope. Fucking umbrella torpedoed its way. That's crazy.
That's a new fear right there. Being on the beach, I'm going to just look at those umbrellas like, are they secure?
It's interesting because, you never, like, that's not something that pops in my head when the time that I've gone to the beach and seen people with umbrellas, I don't think, this thing's going to fly. Like, you just think it's there. It's fine. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. That's wild. I wonder, so they were just chilling on the beach and then they just came out of nowhere.
Yep, the umbrella just went through the air and just...
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's... Damn, bro. First of all, the woman with the alligator, that's crazy. Because I know they're common in South Carolina. Or
alligators?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're common.
But it's not common for alligators to attack people. That's pretty rare.
She didn't anger the alligator, did she? She didn't upset it. Not to say she did, but
you bad alligator, get out of here!
Get out of here! Leave my roses alone!
Leave my roses! Oh!
And it says, "All right, I got something for you."
No, the article just says she slipped and fell, and I guess the alligator just saw her and was like, "Hey, lunch."
Bro, it's crazy to think. Have you ever? I'm pretty sure you've heard of that show. What is it? A Million Ways to Die. Mm-hmm. And like seeing all the different ways that you could literally die just a million different ways. Mm-hmm. It's just, I guess, I don't know if it's your time or whatever. Just like that umbrella thing sounds like such a, like that was supposed to happen type of thing. Like it could only happen to that person. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And cause like, there's like stories on there that I've heard, like, for example, I remember one story from that TV show. It's basically, if you don't know about the show, it's basically, taking like true accounts of how certain people have died and the ways that they've died. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, I remember one that it's so interesting that it happened this way. Basically, I think it was either New Year's or it was some big holiday. I think it was New Year's. And I want to say it was in California. And of course, whenever New Year's happens, it was either New Year's or 4th of July. I want to say people are celebrating, they're drunk, they're drinking or whatever. Somebody was leaving a party. This man and woman, and this guy left this house. He walked out the house and they were walking to their car to leave. And, they were kind of like tipsy or whatever. Next thing you know, the man falls over and he dies. He got hit by a bullet that just came back down from the sky because someone, like a few streets over, they were shooting guns in the sky. And of course, what goes up must come down. The bullet just made this trajectory and it hit that person. They were in the spot, like at the right place at the wrong time.
Man.
And so it's crazy to think that could happen because, like, I think randomly one time, every now and then here, or even I remember back home in Arkansas, you would just hear guns go off and then I'd be like, where's that bullet going? Like, where is it going? Because you never know.
We heard that last New Year's at...
Oh, you remember... Do you remember that one New Year's? This is a random story.
People shooting?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Into the ground. Do you remember that? I remember seeing it from my window.
Yeah.
So... For those who, I don't think I've ever told the story because I remember, was it New Year's, I think? Mm-hmm. So it was New Year's. We were all hanging out at the house and I think I was in my room and I want to say like it had just struck midnight. So it was like New Year's, people were celebrating, you hear fireworks. And I remember I looked out of my window and there's this family that stays like basically across, if not a little bit diagonal from us. And there's like this group of older men and they'll have a gun. For some reason, one of the guys pulls out a gun and like he doesn't go to shoot up. He goes to shoot at the ground.
You know why?
Why?
He was being respectful. He didn't want to shoot bullets in the air and for it to come down and hit somebody.
Exactly. But he just shot into the air and you just see the flashes of the gun just pop, 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 pop. And I'm like, what the fuck? What the hell is this shit? But it's crazy. It's also like it's just it's interesting that stuff like that can happen because I remember that and I want to say I remember a few other ones but not a lot, and so it's interesting. That's RIP to those two.
RIP, man. It was
sorry about the alligator and sorry about that umbrella.
Damn, I saw an alligator when I went home.
Do you think though that the man sued the umbrella company?
I hope. Well, I don't know.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they'd be like, that's an act of God.
Yeah, I don't know. He sues the city of Garden City because those umbrellas, I don't know if they're put there by the city or if they're put there by a company. But whoever's job it was to secure that and put it into the ground
did not do a good job.
They'll probably have a lawsuit coming.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's wild. Oof.
But I had another topic.
Okay.
A question.
All right.
So, with your video game podcast, right?
Uh-huh.
Maybe you've already talked about this.
Okay.
If you could design a video game, what would be the perfect video game for you? You can combine games, take an element from here, a thing from here. What would be like the most entertaining thing of all time that you could create for you personally?
For me, so I'm gonna take a little bit of like my favorite games, like of all time. So one of my favorite games is I'm gonna take the stories. They don't have to be exactly like them, but I like stories like this of like a Grand Theft Auto type of storyline. Because I love, my favorite game of all time is probably Grand Theft Auto 3, if not Vice City, and I just love, they just hit me at the right time, and I love their storytelling. Also, an open world like Grand Theft Auto. I like those open worlds. Combine it. Let me think. Just to be funny, I was gonna say combine it with collecting rings from Sonic. No,
really? Okay, okay. No, Sonic Grand Theft Auto.
Sonic Grand. he has a gun.
Sonic, go to the dock and pick up the shipment.
Exactly. Just go
take it to Sergio.
Exactly.
Collect 50 coins on the way.
That'd be hilarious. No, I would take.
Okay, boss.
Got it.
What does Sonic sound like?
It's me, Sonic.
Okay.
Okay. Gotta go fast. No, I would take those two elements, the Grand Theft Auto open world and storytelling part of it. Then what might be dope if you combine, what's another favorite game of mine? What if you, so you have those two types of elements, but combine creatures like in your Elden Ring. Oh, has anybody ever done? I'm pretty sure somebody will say something or look it up. What if there's like an Elden Ring where the people are basically like creatures and you're like a knight, but everybody has guns? Like
shooting Elden Ring.
Shooting Elden Ring.
Would that kind of be like Doom?
Oh yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe sort of. I'd say that.
Maybe less horror.
Maybe less horror-esque and more like
fantasy.
Yeah. Oh, that might be dope.
Warframe. Are you familiar? Is it called Warframe
or Warhammer? Are you talking about the mechs?
Nah, it's this game that I got. But they're doing a new one, and it's gonna be. It looks fantasy like. But it's kind of they're like a shooting game. Yeah, it is Warframe. So their next game is kind of maybe gonna be that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Interesting. See, somebody's already on it.
Yeah.
Combine Parappa the Rapper. No.
Okay. Okay.
No, that's hilarious. I'm trying to think. I think that might be because I have a few other games, but like they all have like all the games that I really like. I really enjoyed their stories, like the plot of it. It felt dope. But also, I mean, Grand Theft Auto, if you remember, that kind of came out around the time when like mob movies were a thing. So you had your Goodfellas, your Reservoir Dogs, all that like mob type of stuff. That was like big, and so. I really liked that era of movies and like video games where it's like dealt with, oh, you're a guy who's on the come up and you're trying to be, the head Don or whatever. Yeah. It's really cool. And so, combine Master Chief, Halo or something, Aliens.
Okay.
Shooting.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be so dope. How many times do you think somebody's had that idea?
I don't know. So my game, right? I want Elden Ring, the fun aspects of Elden Ring, right?
Yeah.
Just running around fucking shit up with a sword or a weapon. The variety of enemies and bosses in Elden Ring. But I want that mixed with Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh.
The depth of the NPCs. You can go anywhere, talk to anyone, right? You can do all this interacting. All these different things can happen. The world, how large Red Dead is. But I want it on an alien planet.
Okay.
So just some creative, wild, like Salvador Dali type shit.
That'd be cool. There actually might be a game coming out. Well, I don't know if it's like that.
Similar to that?
I was going to say, was it Star something?
Starfield?
I was going to say maybe Starfield, but I don't know if Starfield's like going to have that depth. It might, but...
It probably won't.
It probably won't, but we'll see.
But that's my dream game. If you could mix Elden Ring and Red Dead 2.
Elden Ring and Red Dead 2. That'd be pretty cool.
And then put some Sonic rings in there. You run around and grab some rings.
Put some Sonic rings in there. Put some Dance Dance Revolution in there.
Yeah. And I want it to be a kid. Okay. A little Asian boy. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you watch a movie with a little Asian boy, he's just going to conquer the world. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
He's going to get it. With like a gold, like his clothes got to be like gold.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's not made out of gold because he's poor. He's not rich, right?
Yeah.
But the color, it just looks like he's shining.
Looks like he's shining.
Yeah. Stylish.
Sounds like
poor.
But poor. So it's a little dirty.
Yeah.
But he's still shining.
But you could tell he's on the come up.
Think of like a dirty C-3PO. Think of like...
Luke Skywalker, but as an Asian boy, but his clothes are like gold. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want.
Luke Skywalker is the Asian boy.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's shining. He got it. That's hilarious.
He's a little dirty.
He's got, you know, like he's been in the coal mines all day. He's dirty.
Because it's an alien planet. It's rough out there. It's like they got big technology, but it's fucked up like backwoods. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's
basically like Star Wars.
I'm about to say, it sounds like Star Wars.
Star Wars, Red Dead 2, and Elden Ring combined. That's what I want.
I wonder what would be dope on that idea. So you have Red Dead, where it's like the old Wild West, but do that in the future, like an old Wild Future West.
That's it. That's what I want. But there's like technology too.
Oh, okay, yeah, that'd be cool. And
so you could ride like a hovercraft,
but it's like still old school.
Yeah, but then it's like a guy on a goat horse chasing you.
Yeah, you know? I could see that.
Yeah,
that would be kind of cool, like an old future West.
Yes,
that makes sense. I wonder.
I want it.
I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna be like, that sounds like this game. Or
please tell me if that exists. If I won that lotto for $1 billion,
that's what you would make.
I might just take like 500 million
to make the game
and just try to make the most awesome game of all time.
Damn, bro. Then you become you just be one of the. They be like, wow, you be in every news article. Like he's trying to make this old wild future West.
I want it.
I get it. Sounds good.
It's my dream.
Hey, one day.
On my bucket list.
Sounds good.
Okay,
we're back.
So we got the questions now. We don't have the not all here moments anymore.
I'm about to say we should. What should we name this segment?
Not all.
It's question time. No. Or you remember that song? Question time. The closing time.
Question time.
Do you have the answers to the questions we have right here?
Damn, bro.
Freestyled.
That's hard. Okay.
Somebody make that. No.
Okay, so my question last week was, could someone live off of only ice cream?
That's right.
The internet is divided on this question.
Oh.
They don't agree. Someone said no. You'd get scurvy and pellagra. Is that the right word? Pellagra? Since it lacks vitamin C and B and many other necessary nutrients. Another person says that you may be able to survive, but it highly increases your risk of coronary heart disease and diabetes. It's way too much saturated fat and sugar. Some people say you die. Some people said you won't. Either way, you're going to get fucked up if you only eat ice cream.
Speaking of that, it makes me think of, couldn't you just, so I've actually one time had ice cream that was made out of vegetables. Like
what?
They would freeze the vegetables and combine it with other flavors to make it taste like ice cream.
I bet it tasted terrible.
It's actually okay. It was actually all right.
What vegetables was it?
It was like broccoli. I want to say it was broccoli, chocolate, something that sounds crazy, but they broke it down. Of course, you're not eating like an actual piece of broccoli. It was more so liquefied and combined and made cold. It was like plant-based ice cream because, it's mostly dairy-based. For those who have a hard time with dairy, they made this vegan or vegetable option. I'm serious. Anyway, so the internet's divided.
I think you wanted to like it.
No, it wasn't good. I actually enjoyed it.
Lies.
Oh my God.
I don't believe you. Okay, so your question what was the fastest film or the first film to reach $1 billion?
Yep.
What did you think the answer was?
I think I guessed Titanic, and then did you say Avatar?
I think I said Titanic too.
Oh, okay. Well, then no. I think just to do the other, I said Avatar.
Titanic was the correct answer.
Of course. James Cameron. He has. I think of the list, he has like 2 or 3. I want to say up there.
So I have a list of the fastest to 1 billion.
Who's the fastest?
Avengers Endgame.
Damn.
Followed by Avengers Infinity War.
Damn.
Followed by Star Wars: The Force Awakens, Spider-Man: No Way Home, Jurassic World. Really?
What
Furious 7, The Fate of the Furious, Star Wars: The Last Jedi, Avatar, and Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
That's crazy. Marvel said, "Give me my money."
Marvel is making the money. Okay, so we have questions for next week.
Yes, we do.
What was your question?
Well, you said yours was. I think mine's a good question.
Okay, so I'll go first.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Mine is, what is the most popular or highest selling video game character of all time? Character.
So like merchandising and stuff? Or?
I don't know. Should I say game? I feel like I shouldn't say game because game is just going to be either Super Mario or Pokemon.
You think so?
I don't know. What do you think? Oh, no. The game is Grand Theft Auto. Isn't it?
Might be a good question.
You know this answer.
I don't know the answer.
You don't know this answer?
No, I don't know this answer.
I'm going to say character.
Character, okay.
I think it's either Super Mario or Pokemon.
Or Sonic.
You think it's Sonic? It's not Sonic.
It could be Sonic.
Sonic's like Pepsi. Mario's like Coca-Cola. Right?
That's the first time I've ever heard that. Sonic is like Pepsi.
He's
that
like
needs to
Pepsi.
be the title of this podcast. Sonic is like Pepsi.
I mean, it's good, but to me, it's not Coca-Cola.
Sonic is like Pepsi. I get what you're saying. No, there's like, what about Zelda, Link? What about?
I mean, I love Zelda, but I don't think he's fucking with Mario.
Pokemon. That's Pokemon.
I think
popular.
Pokemon. I think
Sonic is like Pepsi. That's like the best thing from this episode. Sonic is like Pepsi. That's interesting.
What do you think the highest selling character?
I'm gonna say the highest selling character.
Yeah.
If we're talking about character, this is tough. I'm gonna say, because of course you could say Mario. I'm gonna say Pikachu. I'm gonna say Pokemon. I think. Okay. But I could definitely see Mario being up there because it's Mario.
It's been around for so long, many games.
I still think Sonic is up there too. He might not be at the top, but he's up there.
I don't think Sonic's as high as you think he is.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Sonic still be coming out with games, but we'll see. All right. My question for the week, it just popped in my head. How much we're going to have to ballpark this. How much did the first computer cost? So
$100,000.
100,000.
You know the first computer. You know how large they were?
Oh yeah, they were like almost like TV stands. They were
no, it filled an entire room.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's like a synth thing. You know those synth machines where
they look like kind of like that.
It's kind of like that. Well, no, let's actually do it like this. Not first computer, not like that. The first home computer. How much do you think the first, like the one that the consumer had?
I think it was Apple.
You think it was Apple?
Because I think computers weren't actually intended originally for regular people.
Yeah.
And then I think Apple, was it Apple or Microsoft that marketed it to home?
Might have been Apple. I don't know.
I think it was Apple.
So if you had to guess a number, a price.
How much?
Yeah, how much?
I think it was 5,000.
5,000?
I'm going to say 5,000.
I'm actually going to say $2,000.
Okay.
If you go over the price, you don't win. It has to be below your price or the closest.
Oh, this is like Price is Right.
Price is Right. Like Price is Right. I'm gonna say 2,000.
All right, I'm going 4,800. 4,800.
Damn, that's how much money. What was that? I wonder if that is right. It'd be. I'm like, damn, how much was that shit back in the day? That must have been like
expensive.
A lot. But those are 2 questions.
Okay.
And that's the podcast. Thanks for everybody tuning in.
Thank you.
The best thing out of this whole podcast, Sonic is like Pepsi.
Hey, you know what I mean.
I want to put that as the title. Need to put that as the title. Okay. But that's episode 63 of the Not All Here podcast. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. You can always listen to the podcast. It's available everywhere you get podcasts, at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, everywhere. Just check us out. Type in Not All Here. Remember to subscribe, rate, and review. Helps us reach new listeners. Also, if you'd rather watch the video version, you can catch us on YouTube. Just type in Not All Here podcast, and we're up there. Make sure you subscribe. Also, make sure to follow the Not All Here podcast on Instagram. That's at Not All Here podcast. And also follow our personal pages. Mine is It's Easy L.
JRB, the producer. Click follow if it brings you entertainment.
Exactly. And Sonic is like Pepsi.
Love y'all.
Gotta go fast.
Yeah.